everybody. Welcome to the Playing with Power podcast, the issue-by-issue retrospective on Nintendo Power Magazine. You are tuning in for issue 61 from June of 1994. We've got Donkey Kong from the Game Boy on the cover. I am your host, Ben. And with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Mike.
Hello.
And John. And I'll get our plugs in out of the way before I introduce our guests.
I think someone could have used a plug already.
Yeah, I'll bet. So if you want to reach out to us in between episodes, please find us on facebook.com/playingwithpower podcast. You can also find older issues on our website, playingwithpowerpodcast.com. And if you'd like to donate to the show and support our cause, you can go to patreon.com/playingwithpower. And if not, you can go to iTunes and give us a rating and review. That would also be appreciated. And if you are a Twitterer, you can reach out to Mike on Twitter at GetThePower88. So, without further ado, I'll introduce our guest as a return guest. First one for me, though, is Ivan. Welcome to the show.
Hello. It's a pleasure to be here.
What's happening?
Oh, not much. I was just planning on heading to bed, get a good night's sleep, and get a text from Mike, and no, who needs sleep?
No.
Mike texts you.
So that was wasted.
Are you hard?
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
At least
so
that's what
we
he
got.
texted me anyway.
I'm just glad he didn't give me the answer I always get from the girls. New phone, who dis?
This her dad. Lose number.
Like my time with the Cumbox. It's my immense pleasure and deep shame to be with you guys.
Lovely. I've contemplated doing the new phone who dis to like my boss when he asks me something. I don't know if that would go over well or not.
I told my work I was taking a road trip this summer to go to that midget stripper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a real photo?
Yeah, well, that's real.
You didn't take it though, right?
No, someone just posted it. It's in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Oh, sweet.
So June 9th and 10th, the midget is back at Showgirls 3, everyone.
Oh my gosh.
Good to know.
Look forward to. All right, let's get to it. We've got an illustration of Donkey Kong on the cover. Very odd to me in this year that they focus on a sort of retro style Game Boy game, which is really an arcade game from what, 82, 81?
Yeah.
On the cover of Nintendo Power during like the Super Nintendo's glory years. I guess they didn't want to feature Beauty and the Beast, which is their main Super Nintendo game they go over in here.
They couldn't get the rights from Disney, so they're just like,
retro.
fuck it. We got Donkey Kong.
I don't know why there's a fireball going at Donkey Kong here.
Mario shoots fireballs.
In Donkey Kong?
No, but it's Mario. I mean, like, he just decided to cross over some of his powers.
So Super Mario Brothers decided to invade Donkey Kong?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see about that. What's the key for? Does that unlock, what's her name?
Yeah, Pauline's cage.
The princess?
Her name is Pauline in
Kinky.
the Donkey Kong.
Kinky.
Yep.
All right. And it looks like it's not a regular, like, mallet. It's like a judge's...
Gavel.
What's it called? Gavel, yeah. Judge Mario presiding.
And that's why Donkey Kong is looking all friggin' nervous. He's got his anime sweat drops going on.
Oh my gosh, realize he's dressed for court. That's where he's wearing the tie.
Well, there you go.
Donkey Kong.
He's just like, I'm lucky I survived my court date. Karambi didn't even see it go to trial.
Oh, too soon.
The good thing my dick was already out.
There you go. All right. Moving on into the inside cover here, we've got an advertisement that says, "Honest, I would have renewed by now, but my big brother used my renewal form for a hanky."
That's
Yes.
Damn, that's got to hurt.
Yeah. I mean, that's dedication for paper that hard.
the cum hanky.
Yeah, I was going to say that it's stuck together, but not for a hanky as you would normally use it.
He used it as a wet dream catcher.
That's why I laminate my porn, so I can wipe it off and read it in the shower.
Practical man.
Long lasting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you
look,
just,
you
now
can
you
get
just
a-
put your tablet in a Ziploc bag. Same effect.
That issue with Throb lasted 5 years.
Throb. Okay, so apparently if you renew and pay them an extra $4, you can get a Mario hologram keychain.
Great for
Yep.
all those latchkey kids.
Yeah, boy.
Okay. And then moving on, we've got the same advertisement with the photoshopped Game Boy and the skateboarder's hand
Yep.
going upside down.
Phony
We've
hawk.
seen before. Phony hawk.
Boney.
And then table of contents. Here are the games that are going to be featured in this issue for Super Nintendo. We've got Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Fire Striker, Clay Fighter Tournament Edition, The Twisted Tales of Spike McFang, Slam Masters.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a swingers club name. Fatal Fury 2, ASP Airstrike Patrol, Super Loops with a Z, and then for Game Boy, Donkey Kong, Monster Max, and Stop That Roach.
Maybe we should have had Brandon for this episode.
And then nothing for Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yep, fuck Nintendo.
Yep.
But
then-
yeah, we get to see beautiful inserts of Clay Fighter with Big Bad Mr. Frosty giving Helga a kick in the tit. So hard, lifting her off the ground.
Finisher.
Finish on her.
Oh, and I melt all over you.
Yeah, Frosty gets a whole new meaning
Oh my
there,
god,
man.
that would have been like a real unlockable in Mortal Kombat, a strokeality.
Jesus.
At least he died happy.
Death by Snoo Snoo.
All right. John, tell us about what's going on with the Dick Nose Drawers boy down here.
He's a regular old Wayne Gretzky here. Grain Wetsky. Yeah, Dick Nose has ditched the Game Boy of the past year for a hockey stick, and he's doing his best Mario Lemieux instead of Mario Brother by balancing the puck on the end of his stick, which looks more like a field hockey stick than an actual hockey stick, but you know.
Yeah.
I think it's slalom.
And he's rocking some beautiful double moose knuckle.
As to say that those shorts are really tight around the crotch area. I mean, just bulging right in the center there.
Whatever floats your boat.
And
And then the next page for Player's Pulse, we've got a guy, Dick Nose Drawers, drawing a dude going down the slopes, taking what appears to be either a giant split or preparing to make a power shit on his way down the ski slopes here.
Taco Tuesday!
yeah. And so the theme
Enjoy my burrito!
enjoy my burrito.
That was my best joke, or one of them.
I think I said that.
Oh my god, we've got top 10 in here.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to split this up.
Hey,
All right.
no, you gotta do it like Letterman style. Where's the intro music?
Ba-dow, ba-dow.
Hold on, we'll do a letter first, and I'll cue up the music.
Video game parodies. Number 10.
You idiot!
Oh, that's not it.
Hold on, top 10. Jesus Christ!
Ugh, you're a YouTube failure.
There we go. All right.
Video game parodies. Number 10. Contra Z, the alien snores. Number 9. Porthole Combat, Adventures on the High
John.
Sea.
John's Friday night there.
I put it.
8.
I put it in her booty.
F-Zero, Report Card Blues. Star Folks, the McCloud Family Saga. I don't fucking get it. Dave, do you get it?
I don't, Paul.
Paul.
Not Dave.
Yeah,
Dave
Paul.
wouldn't ask himself.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't get
his name.
Dave. I don't get it. Ben.
Number 6.
Oh my god.
Number 6. Kirby's Dust Bunny Adventure. Kirby's Dust Bunny Adventure. Hey, Paul?
I'm Ed McMahonning it out here. Oh, God.
John Madden's football, Earthquake 94.
Ooh, that's dark.
Was that a San Francisco reference, or the fact that he's so fat that when he runs across the field, it creates an earthquake?
It's not even that funny. It's just mean.
Either way, it's kind of insensitive.
I get one name.
Yoshi's
I run
Cookie.
across the field and boom.
Yoshi's Cookie. Mario versus Oreo. Oh man, I'm surprised we never saw like some knockoff Super Oreo Brothers.
That's like a hate crime,
God.
isn't it?
Oh my god, there probably is a porn called Oreo Brothers where it's just like these two guys double teaming a white guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Cream up, don't shoot. Creams up, don't shoot.
Double stuffed.
You's about to get whiter. Okay, Grandma 1. Remember the reindeer accident? What the fuck?
She got run over, so she's half of
Instead of-
grandma.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The Seventh Saga, it's all they could sell. Itchy and Scratchy, Trouble in Hydrocortisone.
Oh God.
Wah, wah.
By Joel Self, who apparently had a skin condition in Santa Clara, California.
All right, Ivan. What are 10 reasons why Super Nintendo rules?
10 reasons. 16 bits of quality. It's hours of fun. Affordable. Challenging games. Great licensee companies. Yeah, right. It's cool. Mario. Only the best play here. Superior graphics and sound. And
The best reason why Super Nintendo rules.
it's not Sega.
Sick burn.
In Salinas. McAllen,
right.
Texas.
10 excuses to play your video game a little longer. At number 10, I'm at the last level. And coming at number 9, I've only got one more life. Number 8, I didn't get the password for the last level.
Ouch.
Number 7, this game is educational. Number 6, I've lost track of time and I need to finish this level.
Yeah, that's a good one, Dave.
At number 5, I promise I won't play as long as tomorrow. At number 4, you distracted me and now I need to start over. At number 3, I don't stop you from playing.
Yeah, well put, Dave.
Number 2, give me one more minute. And the number 1 reason. Number 1 excuse to play your video game a little longer. Mario is missing and I've got to find him.
All right, Paul, we ready for this? You ready for this, Paul? Okay, here we go. Top 10 ways to get your parents to say yes to a new game. Are you ready? Ways
True story.
to get your parents
Hey,
to
it's
say
pretty good.
yes
It's
to
pretty
a
good
new game.
Letterman. Not bad.
All right, coming in number 10. Please, please, please.
It's the same thing the kid in my basement says.
Some of it.
And it never works.
Yeah, the look on their face when they
Puts
realize
this
they're not getting out of
lotion
there.
on its skin.
Priceless. All right, well, number 9. Sorry.
Number 9. You can deduct some of my allowance.
Good one, Paul.
Yeah. Number 8. I'll pay for some of it.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, right, huh? Number 7, I hear it makes you smarter. Number 6, I'll do more chores.
Like cleaning the flagpole.
Number 5, I won't always play. I'll do other stuff.
Like anal.
Number 4, I really do love you, Mom and Dad.
Or dad.
Number
No,
3.
whoever.
Mom, or yeah.
Yeah. Don't go for the double team. Don't waste those cards.
Okay, shouldn't do that. All right,
right,
thanks,
overkill.
Paul. Number 3, I'll let my little brother play.
If he survives.
If
Number
he gets out of
two-
the basement.
Okay, number 2. You ready for it?
Yeah,
you ready for it?
yeah.
Yep.
Never hear me complain. I'm bored.
That's good. It's good logic there.
And number 1. You ready for it? Drum roll. Number 1. Good hand-to-eye coordination.
That's funny because that's like what they ended up that like medical study that everyone talks about, like surgeons that play games have better hand-eye coordination. So this is like 10 years before that. So Riley Grinder's all over it.
Yep.
Grinding all
Some
over.
San Diego.
Riley grinded it. You know what I mean?
And then we got a song. And
All right.
this is in the
Tackle it,
middle
Mike.
of it's in the middle of the year, but it's a Christmas song sung
Yeah,
on the 12 days of Christmas.
Christmas in July, Mike.
And the guy fucked up the stands.
I'm
of
gonna do the whole
cadence
thing in
right
fucking
off the bat.
Letterman voice.
I'll sing this.
He
You
says,
want me to sing this?
Sure.
You read the letter, I'll sing it. I'll sing it.
"We know you wanted us to send in top 10 lists, but this is close. This song we made up is based on Link's Awakening and can be sung to the 12 days of Christmas."
Sort of.
On the 12th day of playing Link's Awakening, 12 in your inventory.
I thought it was 12 in
Oh, yeah.
your inventory.
That is no, it's 12 in your inventory, 11 seashells gotten, 10 coins for bombs, 999 rupees, 8 levels I know of, 7 enemies surround me, 6 total bushes, 5 golden leaves, 4 weapons found, 3 ocarina songs, 2 special shrines, and an owl that
Owl
really
that
bugs
really
me.
bugs me.
That was about as coordinated as an Ariana Grande attack.
Oh my god. Too soon.
I should
Strip
cut
that out.
Strip that out. Okay. Okay, are we ready to resume? Okay, 3, 2, 1. It may not be a hit like Mamu's, who bears a striking resemblance to Wart from Super Mario Bros. 2. He does, but it will do. Also, Link's Awakening is a real step towards a Mario Link game because of all the Super Mario Bros. Characters. Yeah, they put a chain chomp in the Link game. That was pretty darn cool. So, we got an invitation here. If you're in the mood to write, we're in the mood to read. Keep sending in your top 10 lists. We love reading them. There probably won't be as much space devoted to them in future issues, or we may not read them at all, but we'll try to sneak some in every now and then. Remember, the funnier the better. Oh my gosh. Well. Okay, so.
John, tell us about Jason Fender Bender.
From Denver Co. Back in volume 58, you also ran an article about video game colleges. I'm 16 years old, and I'm interested in designing video games. So, you could imagine I really enjoyed reading that article. I wouldn't mind making a career for myself in the video game industry. At the bottom of page 47, there was something that got my attention. Could you please give me some more information about the DigiPen Applied Computer Graphics School? Any help would be appreciated. I just hope the school isn't expensive as some of the schools in Japan. By the way, your special feature articles are usually really cool, and I wish that you had more of them in each issue. Alright, Ben, how do they respond?
They said, as you might guess, Jason, you're not the only person who was interested in the DigiPen school.
That's a nerd
It's the
voice.
first ever video programming game school in North America, and as stated in the article, they are accepting applications.
You gotta do it in like the Chris Farley. Applicants need to a high school degree or equivalent, or be a college student. The official game of the course is the art and science
Is
of
that Bill
duty.
Cosby or Chris Farley?
And I don't
That's-
know, god damn it. And
think
the
it's
jello
Bill Cosby.
pudding pops.
It was in the
like
he was eating my jello
Bill
in the
Cosby-
van down by the river.
It's like Bill Cosby's a drill sergeant. And you will put the pudding pops right up your
Anyway.
butt if you do not get outside on that course.
They tell people how to get in contact with DigiPen, which involves going to Canada, so it's a terrible idea. All right.
Take 20 of these pills and get on the floor. Okay,
Hands
so
on
the ground.
I looked up Jason Fender to see if this guy got into designing anything we know of. And I got this article from Mail Online from the UK, so it's probably not him, but it's worth reading
MALE?
anyway.
Wait,
What?
how are they spelling mail?
M-A-L-E?
Daily Mail, like MAIL.
Oh, you said mail online. You did say daily.
Yeah.
Oh, because the website says Daily Mail, but the website itself says Mail Online. So I guess
thought
they're,
you found
they're
them on a
summarizing.
mail order mail service.
No, that's a different tab I have open.
Oh, okay.
So-
I guess I see.
It says here, here's the story. Thug attacks 2 transvestites who turns out to be cage fighters wearing a fancy dress. 2 thugs who attacked what they thought were a pair of transvestites picked on the wrong men when their intended victims turned out to be cage fighters in a night out. Dean Gardner and Jason Fender singled out the 2 men walking along a street in wigs, short skirts, and high heels. Bare-chested Gardner was caught on CCTV confronting one of the men in a pink wig, black shirt, and boob tube. I guess it's what they had for a halter top or something. The fact they call it a boob tube, that's fucking great. They was then seen swinging a punch, a court heard. But the other cage fighter, wearing a sparkling black dress and matching long wig, sprang to his friend's help, delivering 2 lightning-quick punches to the 2 stunned yobs. The cage fighters were then seen teetering away on their high heels, stopping only to pick up a clutch they dropped during the melee. Gardner and Fender were left dazed and seen staggering to their feet after their failed attack. CCTV cameras followed the pair as they weaved along the Kingsway in Swansea, South Wales, before being arrested by police. Mark Davies, defending, said, "You know it cannot have been a good night when you get into a fight with 2 cross-dressing men." Unfortunately, they were extremely drunk. They'd been out drinking jugs of cocktails, and Fender had drunk at least 10 pints of cider. Police later discovered the 2 drag queens were cage fighters in a fancy dress stag night out with other friends. Both Gardner and Fender from Boney Man, Swansea, pleaded guilty to using abusive words and behavior. CCTV footage was shown at the Swansea Magistrates Court. It shows them fighting with several men before the approach of 2 cage fighters. The pair, in addition to the beating they received, were given a 4-month community order. They were electronically tagged and placed under a curfew between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m.
Do you know why they call it a boob tube? It's classier than saying tit tube.
It's like a dirty popsicle joke.
What's a dirty pops? Oh,
Is there any other kind?
Like
There
an
you go.
off-brand popsicle.
yeah. All right. So before we go any further so we have an editor's corner letter from Gail here, telling us all about the Super Game Boy, which I don't know why they're talking about it again, because they just revealed it in the last issue.
We might hear from
she
Gail
tells
in
us
the
all
near
about that.
future. I don't know.
Yeah, so teaser out there, we may have breached the white whale and gotten secured an interview with Gail Tilden, editor-in-chief of Unintended Power.
We managed to bribe her security.
So no one tell her about what the podcast is really about. Don't ruin this.
We will cut
Don't
this.
ruin this for us. I will find you.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I don't smoke, but I'll start just so I can put a cigarette on your eye.
Wow, that's dark. All right, so
Sorry,
yeah,
I'm sorry, I won't tell her.
Gail's promoting the Super Game Boy here.
Yep.
So and it was weird logic at the end here. I think we'll be seeing a lot more detailed graphics in games that are much more in depth. Like the Game
Why?
Boy programmers are going to be programming for the Super Game Boy port, which is just
What?
odd. Why? Yeah, I don't know. Like that's literally like. Yeah.
I think she received the wrong, incorrect information. there.
No, like her logic's just weird there. Like the idea is because it can do somewhat better. Like
I think the
They
Home
might-
Office had some high expectations and told her to push this.
No.
And
yeah.
she's just like, all right, Nora,
Well,
all right, Norakuma-san,
Yeah.
whatever.
Or let's
So like-
what are we gonna go after? Like
it's a bigger screen. They can see more. You can make more graphics on it, right?
Yeah, what I mean, like, you're gonna go after the install base of I don't know how many Game Boys that they sold at this point. 5 million or like 100,000 Super Game Boys. I don't know what you're gonna program for. All right, so what do we have?
Moving on. Disney's classic bestiality porno. We have Disney's Beauty and the Beast
the Beast.
for the
Tale
Super
as
Nintendo.
old as time, song as old as wine. Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the
As long as
Beast.
mine.
Try the gray
that,
stuff; it's delicious. Don't take
we're-
don't take the pills from the Cosby.
Was the Teapot? Was she played by
Angela Lansbury.
Maggie Smith. I think?
Yes,
Angela
Angela
Lansbury.
Lansbury.
Oh, that's right. The Murder She Wrote girl. That's right.
Yeah, Murder She Wrote.
You know, she came across a lot of murders for I buy that theory that she was the one.
You know what? I think I watched that as it was airing with my mom. We get tapes sent over when I was living in Italy.
Oh, God.
Like VHS tapes, and my grandma would record of American
So like
shows
it
for
would
us.
be like an episode of Magnum PI for your mom, and then
No.
I remember watching.
No,
this
Magnum
show.
PI was older than that. It was like Murder, She Wrote, and then some cartoons for me. So we watched Murder, She Wrote together. And like, I think even at that age, I'm like, why did she come across so many murders? I'm like, I think it's her.
If she
I
was
think it's her this whole time.
If she was innocent, this woman would be in therapy. Everywhere I go, it's fucking bodies.
It's like I see that, or she's been cursed. You know?
It's like I'm a
There's something
banshee.
hanging around her.
And also,
Why would anyone befriend this person?
what the hell's up with Gaston? Like, the whole point is like he's pining after Belle so hard, but he's got those three like blonde bitches that are ready to tag team his balls all day, and he's like, no, I don't want to like tag team a bunch of triplets. Like, nah, I want the bookworm who like stays in fucking side all day.
You know why? It's because you always want what you can't have.
Yeah,
Very
and he
wise.
pays the price for
You don't-
stupidity. He could have
don't-
been.
yeah.
Yeah, he could have been running a friggin' the tricycle is like with three people.
No, like he could
Four
have had
people.
three.
He'd be doing a fucking ATV.
He could have like a girl on each ball and one on the shaft, and her pussy must just like I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh my god!
A
Even if she-
Tijuana standoff.
Oh my god! Her pussy would be as furry on the inside as the outside.
And she's into beast like sex. I don't know.
Oh my god! Look at the size of this guy.
Talk about making the beast with two backs. You know what I'm saying?
Look at the size of this guy. You know she's wrecked down there.
Jeez.
Are you kidding? For her pleasure, man. Goes through nice and smooth.
Maybe he's like a cat and it's barbed.
It's barbed for her pleasure.
He'd split,
Like a lion,
he'd split her
yeah.
the fuck down the middle.
He gets it in there, he tries to pull it out.
It'd be like that knife dick from the end of Seven.
It would. Oh my god! It would be like a grenade went off on an Arby's.
Oh my god. Roast beef everywhere. Oh, I with that.
Another Disney classic.
All right,
Given the
yeah.
power-based treatment.
So this is by Hudson Soft, so it's not a Capcom Disney game, which is disappointing in its own right.
There's nothing
I
soft
have
about this
heard this game-
conversation.
I have heard that this is a pretty good Disney game, though. Like, it's not what Aladdin or Lion King or anything, but I do remember this game being like somewhat decent. Did anybody play it or anything?
No.
No.
Hell
But
no.
I would. It looks
saw
great.
I saw the movie in the theater.
I've actually watched this movie. My sister was into this movie because this
Sega?
came out in 93, 94, I guess.
94 for the games.
Right. So I'm assuming the movie's like 93.
92, 93, 93.
So yeah, my
probably,
sister
I think.
was 5 when it came out, so this thing lived in our VCR for good chunks of time. So I've seen that movie
Okay.
more than I care to admit.
In the movie, he does get the curse is dispelled at the end, right? He does turn back into a person.
Yes.
So, but I remember them making sequels to this straight to DVD, and I don't remember him looking like a person.
Okay.
Well,
Or was I?
Relapse.
That's an adventure you can go on, Mike,
Those
and you
are-
can let us know.
you know what? Those are non-canon in the Beast world. And I don't know if you've listened to the director's commentary, but as you may know, the extended universe of Beauty and the Beast does not count
Ben is the official.
anymore. They wiped it out.
He's the official bestiality expert.
And then Beast went on to become the running
His
back.
his Beastachlorian count went lower.
The Beast went on to become running back for the Seattle Seahawks, Marshawn Lynch, a.k.a. Beast Mode.
Boom, full circle.
Boom. All right. So,
Okay.
it's a Disney game. It looks decent. You know, if you don't like the movie, whatever. You know.
It's a platformer where you're playing as Beast and he takes up a quarter of the screen.
Yeah, but not the blue awesome Beast from X-Men. This is the
No.
Beauty and the Beast. Ow. But you,
The Hunchback one with the cape.
you do fight Gaston at the end, at least. That's cool. Like,
Did you guys ever watch the crappy TV show with
Ron Perlman.
Ron
is the
Perlman?
Beast. Oh, that
Oh, it
fucking
was
cat
awful.
thing he had. Oh my god.
He just
You,
looked like-
you
like
know
a-
that guy was rocking a Barb dick. I mean, he looked like
Even
fucking.
Barb Dicks. You're
He
all
looked
over
like
the Barb Dick action.
Jocelyn Wildenstein. Come on.
Yeah, he looked like Thundercats cosplay.
Snarf. Snarf, snarf.
Yeah,
Snarf, snarf, snarf.
a poor man's Lion-O, if you will.
That's who Belle is. His beast ho.
All right. What else do we have?
Oh my god, we got some great.
God,
names
this
here,
font
like,
is
for-
ridiculous.
For the
Oh,
castle
okay.
level 3, we get to a section called Bash the Bust. You know, that's like the first time he tried to like do some titty stuff with her, but she's pretty flat, so it didn't go over so well.
She's not that flat. She's got some fucking solid C cups going there. You can have a good time with that.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he's going
compared to
motorboating.
him,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
that big
don't know,
furry,
she's-
that big furry beast dick. That's probably true.
yeah.
It's probably
No,
why
he's
she's
just
white as a sheet.
he's just
right?
motorboating.
Yeah.
Why do you think she's cozying up to Lumiere? She wants
He's
some.
getting those-
He's practice.
He's getting those jowls up in there.
Yeah, but then he keeps trying to put
Yeah,
that
but-
other candle up the other hole, and she's not into that.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Yeah, le French tickler.
Pussy on Fire has a whole new meaning there, man.
One for the clit, one for the stink. You know what I mean?
Come on, Sherry. After this, I look like you. Come on.
What?
White with a brown top. Come on.
oh my god!
Oh my god.
And I'm off to bed. Good night.
Oh, fuck this. Yeah. All right. So,
Anyways, so there's a snowball fight later on.
oh, is that where you come in like a bunch of those blondes' mouths and they try to like spread it between each other?
I think it's between you and Gaston.
Well, still
Wasn't the fight between Belle and the Beast?
yeah, they have.
Quiet you.
Prepare
Or-
for the big
oh,
shield.
sorry.
Belle throws the snowballs, and you have to catch them before they hit you. If they miss you, it's game over. You have to catch 7 in phase 1, 9 in phase 2. Final phase, you have to catch 11. If you complete all 3 phases, you return to the castle to continue the game. Try to catch snowballs at the last moment, just before they hit you. Ugh, what a stupid ass fucking game.
Call me crazy, but that's taking all the romance out of it. I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's garbage.
I do like that they have like the final battle is the final battle of the movie. Like a lot of times with games like this, they kind of take liberty as far as like what the plot is. Like,
Yeah.
but,
From
yeah,
the
no, the final battle
And
is
now
that- is
Gaston's third form.
the confrontation from the end of the movie.
Mecha Gaston.
I am now super French. Where he turns into like a big glowing frog.
Oh, jeez.
I love the cliffhanger at the end. You know, typical Nintendo Power fashion. They don't tell you about the last stages that much, but they have like, will Gaston succeed? Will the Beast take the big dive? And what will become of Belle if he does? Well, check out Disney's
good talk,
Beauty
I'd
and the
say.
Beast on your own Super NES and write the scene for yourself.
like nobody's seen the movie. Like, come on. Anyway,
Okay, what's going on with Belle? She is white as a sheet in every picture here.
Yeah, that's
because
what
he glazed her with that beast jizz.
gave her that beast facial.
He doesn't let her out to the sun.
Beast cocky.
That's just one load. It's like a friggin' foundation It's like a foundation accessory.
All right.
She's stuck with a kabuki mask for the rest of her life.
Well, that's because the living chisel ran away, so she's stuck in that.
Try the gray stuff.
All right.
It's delicious. Don't believe me?
Let's try
It's
and-
delicious.
I'm gonna try to steer this ship out of dirty waters here. Let's move on to the next game here.
Fire Striker,
Striker.
which is the worst font ever. And
It took me a
like,
minute. It took me a full 30 seconds to read the title.
Oh my
Yeah,
god! It looked like
I read ahead, or else I wouldn't. Have got it.
Riker.
I'm like,
right
Fires Riker? Oh, okay. It's weird. So this is what
Alright. It's like a mythological top-down. Looks kind of like what the.
It is
Oh,
Zelda.
you can use a
Looks like-
to the
it
left,
multi-tap.
yeah.
But
It looks
Zelda.
kind of like the Final Fantasy Zelda, kind of
Yeah.
had a baby and it was retarded.
And fought monsters from Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminds me
And
of
a little bit of
Gauntlet,
Monster
to
Hunter
be honest.
action in here too.
It reminds me of Gauntlet, to be honest,
I can see
with
that.
the multi-tap. And it just has nicer graphics. And there's different game modes you can do, like you can play soccer with some of these, it's like fantasy game. I'm serious, you can play soccer.
Yeah, no, it's there. That's
And in survival,
ridiculous.
which looks like golf, but the hole's in the middle. Every time the hole's in the middle,
Yeah,
and there's
damn straight,
nothing
baby.
standing in the way. Oh my gosh!
That's the fun part of golf is you get to make the joke when everybody misses the putt. Like that's a Kardashian hole, nothing white's going in it.
Oh,
Anyway,
Okay, so the hero of this quest is Slater, but not the guy from Saved by the Bell. Says the victor in this battle of the Fire Strikers. He's a human who directs the Triolite by swinging his ethereal striker sword. Oh my fuck! I love RPGs,
really
but
dumb.
this is garbage. A mighty weapon that aims true. Slater, a well-balanced striker. Really, you're gonna like that's you're a fucking striker, okay? With good foot speed and considerable strength, after you conquer the different monsters created by Wild with a Y, you'll gain the use of other fire strikers. And then these things aren't even fire. Okay, you got Garum, which is like a big steel golem thing, striker of earth, a massive fighter made from the earth elemental stone. He's extremely powerful, but because of his size and weight, he's also very slow. And then Loa, a mermaid, but not John's kind of mermaid. And
yeah,
only
the boring mermaid.
only the one with arms and titties and.
She doesn't have a vagina. I'm not interested.
She's got webbed hands.
oh
Right.
now.
she's
His-
got one. It's in the back. Don't worry.
You just gotta lift up the right scale. The only female of the bunch, Loa, is the striker of water. She uses the trident she carries to control the Triolite with great accuracy. The fuck is Triolite? Is it like a soccer ball or something?
And years not forgotten before the Archmaid Wild created the Triolite, the kingdoms of earth, wind, fire, and water vied for power. To bring peace, Wild created the Triolite, a ball of fire that could be controlled by a select few known as Fire Strikers.
Even though, okay, so the Triolite is the fireball, because, these aren't fire strikers. They're like strikers of earth and water and shit. So they're not even, really being consistent with the theme of other people can strike different elements. Ugh.
Earth, water, heart.
Right.
Really, you think of all the
Together
of all the
we
Planeteers,
are.
you think of all the Planeteers that they would be, that Heart would be.
Earth.
Well, Heart would be the most powerful one because he can just control everyone's mind. As soon as a villain shows up, he just takes over his mind and tells him, stop polluting or just kill yourself. Whatever.
And if you happen to catch Whoopi Goldberg in her loose-fitting dress, please kill yourself.
I was a fool to think anyone would want these nudes of Whoopi Goldberg.
Hey, back when this magazine was out, she wasn't bad.
Yeah, I do it.
She wasn't good either.
Well,
Oh, bad.
Okay, so we got Eno.
This is like 2 years post Sister Act.
Yeah, I mean, but Sister Act Black in the Habit was pretty funny.
Did you say Black in the Habit?
once you blacken, you know.
Okay.
Snap.
Okay, so Eno, which is not only is an Alka-Seltzer, but also the name of this Phoenix Firebird thingy with multiple talons. And it says he's the striker of fire. I thought Slater was the striker of fire. Fuck. This game is stupid. He is the fastest of all strikers.
I think we've established
He gets
this
him into
already.
trouble. He controls the Trilite with a flick of his wing. And then we've got the Emperor from Star Wars, Wayne. Party on, Wayne. The Sorcerer Wayne follows you everywhere. You can't select him in one-player mode, but you can in two-player cooperative. Use him to guard the gate when playing alone. So he's the fucking goalie. Okay.
Guard the gate.
Okay, so we're going to read this domain, or are we just...
No, let's just look at it.
No.
yeah, we get, Earth Caves.
It looks like a poor man's, a puzzle-type game to get through, different levels, so to speak. You have a stage that you have to get through using your ability.
This looks like a
Which
game
is-
that like developers would make just to like show other developers. And this is when you get all your coding together, you can make something that does this. But when you do it, hopefully you'll be making something that's good.
Right.
I'm looking at enemies like in the Earth Cave, and they look like the Rabbites from Secret of Mana. This game is just ripping off artifacts from everywhere. I mean, they got like tight corridors like Bomberman, an overhead thing like Zelda, enemies from Squaresoft. This game is just fucking like skirting the edge of public domain everything. And yeah, I'm fucking done.
Oh, for the first time.
Oh, we got a good RPG coming up now, Illusion of Gaia. Which, if you want to hear me talk about this game in greater detail, we have. You can check me out on the RPG show, or what was the RPG show? The Retro RPG show. The Retro
you were on
RPG
it.
show.
Great
And
plug.
one of those shows.
I was on a show. Go find me.
Mike will just be standing on the street corner now.
Our two
You can
guests.
catch him on the northwest
Drive to
corner of,
Ottawa.
Our two guests,
Fifth
Nick and
Ave
Brent,
and Main
from,
Ottawa Street.
our two guests, Nick and Brent from the Retro RPG show. They had me on the show, and we talked about Illusion of Gaia. So we'll like in great detail. You can hear me there. I'll just sum it up here. You were a young boy, Will, and you get to travel the world, and you get to see all these amazing places, real locations such as the Sphinx, the Pyramid of Giza, the Great Wall of China. Even though China doesn't
China.
exist, the Great Wall exists. So,
China.
Oh my god.
and the reason is that you can visit all these places in one continent is because like the Earth is one continent, and there's this whole theme of evolution, where like things are evolving in ways that they shouldn't, and like even the planet itself has evolved into like this congealed mass. And when you finally, and it turns out that it's all coming from a comet, which is approaching the Earth and evolving everything on it. So you assume these different forms, like Friedan, which is a warrior, so he has longer reach than Will, and he hits harder, but Will is faster and can play his flute because, musical instruments. Then you assume another form called Shadow, where you can just melt through walls, which is kind of cool. And I enjoyed this game. It's very fun, and you get to you get power-ups not by experience, but by clearing out dungeons and rooms. So, like, it's necessary to
Zelda
the
style.
game to what was that?
Zelda style.
No, Zelda, like, you clear a dungeon and you'll get a heart. But this one, like, every room you clear in the dungeon will give you a small power-up, like one extra attack, one extra defense, or maybe even one extra health.
I see.
And after you beat everything, then the world, like, assumes its unevolved form, where the continents separate and, like, you're not in medieval times anymore. You're actually in what the year 2000 actually should be, rather
In the
than
year 2000.
yeah, because all this is supposed
In
to
the
be.
year 2000.
What is that from again?
That's from Conan.
Conan.
It's like in the year 2000, women will be respected for their personalities, and then they like do the thing. And like in the year 2000, breasts will be renamed personalities.
I love that they did it like all the way
Yeah.
up until like 2012.
Oh yeah. What was my favorite? James Lipton will marry Ice-T and become James Lipton Ice-T.
Nice to you. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this
I mean,
game-
this is just a preview, so they're going to go more in depth in a future issue, so we won't get too much more into it. But I had to agree with Mike. 2 thumbs up for this game.
yeah, so
I
when
enjoyed
we,
it playing as a kid.
Oh, so yeah, we can get into a little bit of detail when they cover it later, because there's one scene in this that is iconic for me and needs to be discussed, but we'll talk about it then. Stay tuned.
Okay. I got one more.
Teaser.
I got one more note on Fire Striker. So I looked up some description of the gameplay. Do you know what the gameplay is? It's freaking Breakout.
You zigzag back and forth and knock shit. Oh my fuck, that's what it is.
Yes.
It's, oh my god.
It's Breakout that looks like an RPG, and you kind of scroll upwards, so
That-
you can lose track where the ball is as it goes off screen.
That sounds kind of It sounds kind of intriguing, actually. Like, you fight bosses. Like, imagine if Breakout had bosses. That's kind of neat.
In the year 2000.
Okay. So, anyways, I thought that was interesting. Let's move on to the next game here. Clay Fighter Tournament Edition. The edition you never asked for or wanted.
The game nobody asked for.
Why do they have to give a tournament edition? Like, the game already came out. They fight. We got it.
Because every other fighting game was making bank having a tournament edition.
What was
So
the point
why
of a
not
tournament
have this one
edition?
too?
Like, what is a tournament edition? Like, they throw in an extra fighter or what?
You can challenge up to 8 of your closest buddies to a tournament of phenomenal proportions. So you can. It basically has a bracket style tournament in here, where I'm sure you pass controllers around to get to a winner. You can see on page, up top of page 27 here, they've got a full bracket for I don't know 8 players here.
So does that mean that Street Fighter 2 also does that, where you and a friend keep fighting different enemies until it's time to plug in the second controller and you can actually fight each other?
One of the outstanding features is that you can select the backgrounds for the stage for your battles. Our favorite is Blue Sway Goo and his piano, but the screenshot, Blue Sway Goo is making some goo as he's shooting one out.
He's taking a shit or shooting up.
Love me tender, love me true. Oh.
And I want to know why
Love me
there's a
brown.
battle here in the one-on-one. It's Taffy versus Bad Mr. Frosty. Taffy looks like a pickle. I want to know what's going on here.
What? Where?
Look at page 29.
Oh, you're really
went
skipping
here.
ahead.
Yeah, I'm bored.
Oh, that's goo. That's not taffy. That's like the globber thing. The shoe here
Yeah,
can
Icky
turn into
Bud.
multiple shapes.
Tiny.
Oh, okay.
Taffy's the orange one that's throwing him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Remember the green one where it's like they basically just like
Yeah,
gave
they're like,
up
we
on
needed
characters?
we needed another character, so like they made one that did everything.
Yeah. Here's one that just is a blob and it turns into whatever you feel like.
All right, we've covered this game. It's basically all this does. It's Clay Fighter, but they've added the ability to like customize the tournament, like so you play your friends.
Pretty much.
I mean, there's not much else here. I'm sorry.
No, they didn't add any new characters in here. You basically can have some additional tweaks, and you have the tournament portion of
Yeah.
it.
So in other words,
So-
this is the version of the game you didn't want that we should have made in the first place.
The Game of the Year edition with all the DLC.
Good old day.
Okay,
All right,
so-
moving on to Spike McFang as the next game here. I haven't played through the whole thing, but this is actually a pretty fun game. It's kind of the same style as Pocky and Rocky.
Okay.
I can get behind that.
Sort of like an action RPG game, and it's got story in it, really good graphics, good music.
Are they? Is this the same like company that did Pocky and Rocky? It does look a lot like it.
I don't know. Yeah,
All right,
you're
so
right,
yeah.
John. It does look like.
It's not though.
Pocky Rocky.
That's Natsumi, but this is Bulletproof.
Mhm.
So different developers. Just Ben's right though. It does look a whole lot like Pocky and Rocky.
Plays like
Industrial
it, too.
espionage.
Well, you can. It's like a guy that it's kind of like a magician. I don't know why they call him Spike McFang. I think
Because he looks like a
Is it
vampire.
like a Dracula?
we tried to make him look like a Dracula in the Western release. If you look at the art, on the top left, that's not the art that matches the game. In the game, he's very much like a magician.
I guess they didn't want.
Kind of looks
people-
like he's like a young Professor Layton.
Yeah.
they didn't want
His
to.
shoes untied.
They didn't want to glorify vampires in the West. It's like
Just make him look like an 8-year-old kid with untied shoes.
the whole industry at the time was just like, you know what? No one's ever going to buy that a vampire would be a protagonist in a movie, so we're just going to like keep it like that. Meanwhile,
Well, usually I like-
meanwhile,
I
some
like
chicks
playing-
reading Twilight going, wait a second.
I usually like playing with 8-year-old kids, so I mean, it sounds like my kind of game.
Where do you live again, John?
Behind a
I
school.
live where my PO officer can't find me.
It's literally right against a middle school.
High school, I have standards.
Oh, my bad.
If there's hair,
That's where all the 8-year-olds are.
if there's
You know what
hair,
they say.
if there's hair, then it's fair.
If there's grass in the field, play ball. If not, roll over and play in the mud.
Yeah. But I poop from there. Not today, you don't. Jesus Christ.
All right, so they're going through the
Alright.
different levels here, and they're following the story. So it's a fun game if you want to get into it.
They got a
They've got interesting
screenshot
art
of
here.
someone. They got a screenshot here of someone who just clearly spent too much time grinding, because all the other shots have like 100 gold, 200 gold, and then there's one shot that just has 999 gold. So this is someone who just like really got into this game and just played the fuck out of it.
Or they had a code or something.
Yeah. There's zombies in this game. So there you go.
Zombie. There's a guy here. It says here, the more the merrier, and you get to meet Camilla and Rudy and then Professor Steam. And Professor Steam looks like King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my castle.
Yeah, he does. What happened? Have some candy.
I'm going to give you a call to give you special information to let you know that you've raised your experience level.
All right. Anything else to say about this?
You can go to Dracuman Castle with a big top hat in it and spin around and pet enemies and zombies, and you get a fucking... Oh, we get to see like the anime version of the Dragula.
What do you? Are these? So these are little dancing things of garlic. Is that this animation here?
Well, no, I'm talking
I
about like
think
Rob
so.
Zombie's card, the Dragula.
What the fuck is that?
Burning the bitch with Dragula.
32.
That
Yeah.
reminds me of the Ghostbusters card. I'm not talking about Ghostbusters as we know. I'm talking about that cartoon that was from like the late 70s.
Oh, the Funimation. Yeah, the
Yeah, the
Funimation
Funimation one.
Ghostbusters.
70s.
Yeah, like let's
Christ.
go Ghostbusters, let's go. That's why
Yeah.
they had to put down the real Ghostbusters for the cartoon one.
Right.
Even though they weren't the real, because the Funimation Ghostbusters with a fucking gorilla sidekick that came out first.
It did. Yeah, but that car reminds me of that.
Yeah, they're rocking Stein Dracula thing. So we get to fight get to see like a big spider in a web with a really cool enemy that looks like a wizard talon thing. We get to see these garlic cloves everywhere. Which have you ever seen those gum commercials where it always has like the symbols for like bad breath, and like one is a donut and the other one's like a garlic clove. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well that looks like them. So
They're cute.
then
So you get to fight Easter Island statue heads. They're so common in these games. I don't know why.
it's a
They're
simplistic
common
design.
in my neighborhood too. So
Yeah.
come on.
No, he's
John's neighbor has a miniature Easter Island statue just in his middle of his front yard.
I'm gonna get drunk one night, go down there and take it and put it in the front of my yard and be like, "What? It's not your one. Like, what are you talking about?"
I didn't take anything. I don't know what you're saying.
I have dared him multiple times to go Easter Island statue tipping with him while drunk. Let me do it. It'll be good. No, we're so pissed. No, do it. We gotta do it. Just go push it over.
All right.
All right.
Oh my God! Have you seen the foldout? You get to see all these neat enemies like the Easter Island statue and all that, but in the
Yeah,
middle,
these look awesome.
in the middle, we get to see like a plant thing with a derpy face, and like
my
That's
a,
his belly. No, it's mouth.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
Swipe right, baby.
It's
It's a
got-
false
Audrey
face.
2's derpy son there.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
got a derpy belly, but with like a
Yeah.
venom mouth.
It's got a false face, so that like you attack what you think is its face, but you get lured into the jaw at the top. That's the whole point.
And that's one of Mike's better dates.
Yeah, better than tires.
Ugh.
Oh.
She
Yeah.
might listen.
So
All right.
you know what?
Back of the poster.
This thing
What's
would be
up?
more. This thing would be more horrifying if the bottom half was a toilet.
What?
If
What?
the thing was a toilet, and then you
Oh,
just
it's
think,
coming out of the toilet?
yeah, and you just think, oh man, I really gotta like lay a log cabin out here, like I've been on this jungle for a while, and then you sit there, and all of a sudden, like, it turns out it's like, what the hell is this a bidet? Oh shit! No, it's a tongue. Ah!
I was gonna put some ants on that log.
All right,
Okay.
so back of that fold out, we have a poster for Super Street Fighter 2 coming soon to your Super NES from Capcom, and we've got the new characters just sort of plastered all over the poster.
Balrog is new.
Is it me or is T-Hawk rocking the facial there? I mean,
He's yeah, that's not war paint. He's rocking there.
That's why Balrog is smiling.
That is a
that's why
cream of some
DJ
young
is
guy.
smiling there. Yeah.
Wait,
Famous
DJ?
some young guy.
We've got Cammy there, preparing to give a boot to Bruce Lee here.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
Fei Long.
Fei Long. Okay,
Phelan.
definitely
no,
doesn't
you-
look exactly
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Bruce
really.
Lee.
Fei Long.
He was trying to convince her to that 4 fingers would feel good. Look at him. He's like, for it.
And she's about to change his name to Ao Dong.
Out dong.
And she is going to introduce the best animation in all of Street Fighter games with that downward sweep kick.
And why does she have is she wearing like camo leggings?
Nah, just all the bruises from the fighting.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're right. It's supposed to be like camo something.
He might unveil the minivan on her, though. It looks like he's close. That's 2 in the front, 5 in the rear.
Oh my god, yeah, she's with that boot. She's about to change his name to Ouch Dong.
We too low. Bing bang fuck. We too low. Anyway,
So
all
we got
right.
another tournament fighter here, the Saturday Night Slam Masters.
Yeah, my kind of game.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be a wrestling game with a bunch of lucha libres and whatnot, but it's really just a fighting game.
Oh, we get to see a guy here. Looks
it's not
like,
it looks so much like wrestling. It's really not a wrestling game.
there's a guy in the back. He looks like Sabretooth with a mane, and then this other guy in front of him is like licking his palm while giving you the eye. I don't know why.
That is really
That's
disturbing.
because he's using spit. It's nature's lube.
And then there's a guy above him, which is like a meditating luchador who's like levitating while meditating upside down.
Ben, this has to be a wrestling game. There's no way. Look at all of you.
It's made to look like a wrestling game, but I don't think you can like move in 3 dimensions in like the ring.
There's
So when you-
turnbuckle moves. There's an atomic diver.
You can leave the stage to get out of the
Probably
ring.
you will. It's not the same to me.
You can get out of the ring, so... Oh my god, the names here. Biff
Agree to
Slamkovich.
disagree.
Biff Slamkovich.
I know if I was on this game, I'd be taking on El Stingray in memory of
Steve
Steve
Irwin.
Irwin.
Gunlock, the loose cannon. Well, how can the cannon be loose if you locked it? Okay.
Uncivil.
So we've
Servant
got-
Mike Hagar. That's good. That's
Yeah, we've got crossovers from other Capcom games
Yeah.
here. We've got Hagar from Final Fight making an appearance here. We've got the Great Oni from the Kabuki game here. I don't recognize the other guys, but I'm sure they're from something else.
Alexander the Greater. And he's just got this freaking blonde unibrow and feathered shoulders.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
fabulous.
It's pretty epic. I don't know. This might be worth drunk playing.
I think
oh
so.
my god,
I
this
think
is a
we
guy
should do
that this is a guy that shouldn't be white, but I guess he should. King Rasta Man. And it's a totally white guy. Looks like a big hairy Norse guy.
He's basically like a Blanca that didn't go through chemo.
Oh my god. All right.
Okay, and more. Oh my god, more fighting
The
shit.
graphics are fabulous in here. I gotta say.
It does
I'm
look
excited
good.
I'm excited to try it out while drunk.
It's Capcom. They don't fuck around.
By the way, Mike, how's our extra episode coming along?
I'll listen to it eventually. Apparently, I have more
my
time
God.
now.
For those of you that don't know, Mike has left the world of employed today. Good times.
As for having a woman named Dong pinch him in the bottom. I am not making that up.
Well,
yeah, I wish that was fake.
I do have a coworker. Her name is Dong, but she's not the one that like slapped my butt.
Oh, my bad. I made an assumption.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to watch out for the dong slap.
I thought Dong got up in there. Just went straight for your behind.
No, nope.
That's where the dong goes, baby.
Nope. Unlike my dating life, I don't go for Dong.
Oh.
All
All
right. More fighting
Fatal
games.
Fury 2, just what we wanted. God.
Yeah, Fatal
Fucking
Fury
sick
2.
of this.
You know, for July, we have a lot of games. Like, what the hell?
Well, we have like multiple months of fighting games coming up too. Got
Yeah, because like,
Mortal
Mortal Kombat,
Kombat's
Street
out this
Fighter come
year.
out, and then everybody's like, I like making money on, like, what are kids playing these days? Fighting games. Oh, let's make another one.
there are so many of these Fatal Fury games in arcades. It is ridiculous. If you go and look for like ROMs for these, I mean, there's literally like 15 years worth of games.
They're not bad games, though, the Fatal
They're
Fury
not.
games. Yeah,
But I do have to question. I'm like, do we need an annual one?
yeah.
Do we? How many editions do we need of this thing?
Yeah, it's like you're putting a lot of work in to be just like the other guy.
I read this whole article the other day about how there is a group of people that have moved to Japan for the specific purpose of being able to play Street Fighter 3 in arcades.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
No,
so it
thanks.
took 25 years to get a Street Fighter 3?
No, when did that come out? Late 90s, I think, is when they came out with Street Fighter 3. But it wasn't terribly popular in the U.S. They made like a port or something. And it was
they,
like
already,
really...
they already played 17 Street Fighter 2s.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the people that are really into fighting games are really into fighting games. And usually like a very specific one, too.
Well, I'll be waiting for you at the Airstrike Patrol for a new game experience this month.
Yeah, so Fatal Fury 2, classic fighting game, competes head-to-head with Street Fighter 2, competes with Mortal Kombat. It's not bad, colorful characters. It's produced by SNK, so I think they have a crossover one, SNK versus Capcom at some point. So they have some memorable characters, but
Yeah.
Ultimately it's not as good, not as memorable as Street Fighter 2 or Mortal Kombat. So in the long
unlike
haul,
those two
it's forgettable for anyone that is not a hardcore, fighting game person.
If you've played 3 fighting games already, then you've already played this.
Right.
So,
Yeah, but unlike those games, in this game you can play as a 300-pound, 5'4" guy with a cigar.
yeah, you get to play a fucking accountant.
You get to play as King Hippo. I mean, Axel Hawk. I love this guy, Billy Kane. Really, that's his name? The guy is wearing the Union Jack flag, British flag, sleeveless, and he is literally using a club, a billy club, as his attack.
Huh.
You
Yeah,
got B. Lawrence, who's a
Matador.
matador.
Mm.
And then W. Krauser, which is... like, they just decided, let's have 2 M. Bisons.
Right. How can we make M. Bison look gayer?
we'll divide them and make 2 gays.
Give him pink hair and throw gold armor on him.
With a pink flash attack.
Pink mullet, actually. Let's do that. Yeah, you've got Big Bear you mentioned, and you got your Chun-Li equivalent, Mai Shiranui. And then you have your Raiden equivalent, the old man, Jubei Yamada.
My Shiranui, which is basically the second in a long line of jiggle physics for the Super Nintendo.
The main guy is Terry Bogard. You got his brother, Andy Bogard. You talking about, this is the guy with the cigar, Chen?
But you don't
Sinzan?
get but you don't get his cousin Humphrey Bogart.
No.
Waiting for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
rest of
basically
them,
you get a fucking
pretty
you get to
forgettable.
play a fucking bookie.
Yeah. So if you only play as Terry or Andy Bogard, would you be able to say that You're bogarting it? Be here all week, thanks.
Here's
All
looking
right.
at you, Hayashi-san.
Let's move on to ASP Airstrike Patrol.
Yeah.
John,
It's,
you're the resident air fighting game expert.
Yeah, I kind of remember this game, and remember Desert Strike being a lot better. I have a real fondness for Desert Strike, and not a lot of fondness for a lot of the other games that came out. Everyone tried to make like a lot of Desert Storm kind of centered games. This because of the, obviously the war had happened a few years prior, and they were kind of looking to cash in on that. This is it's sort of a cartoony, not in the sense of like funny, just like the graphics are a bit less realistic, and the gimmick with this game is that you can play either with a F-15 or A-10. The A-10's the tank ground support fighter, and then the F-15 is like it's a bomber and air-to-air. So I think most of it's centered on actually like hitting stuff on the ground though, so I would assume that you'd probably want to do most of the game with the A-10 because you're sitting in a titanium bathtub. What can hit you, But
Titanium bathtub.
that's what that was the design. Like, they made the entire cockpit like this giant like tub of titanium, so that like ground fire can't take you out. It's like one of the safest airplanes to fly in. So. And they're still using them because, like, it's one of those things, like, Al-Qaeda doesn't exactly have a great air force, so you can still use older planes without really being worried about it, so...
Nice.
It looks like
Sorry,
Command.
Mike.
It looks like Command and Conquer, where you get to play like just one specific item on the
Right.
field.
Yeah,
that doesn't
kinda
look like
got
a
that
bad
feel to
thing.
it. Yeah,
Yeah?
I don't know.
It's an isometric view. You're playing as a single jet fighter or bomber.
Yep.
A
And
lot of
through
these...
cities,
yeah.
desert areas.
you also
A
get
lot of these
news
games
coverage.
are very similar, and so I think I just kind of got burned out on some of them after a while. I probably did rent this at some point, but...
Yeah, you get
Yeah,
news
it didn't-
coverage
it
in
didn't
this
stick.
game from GNN, and it says, unlike Desert Strike, you also have to maintain popularity while testing your skills against the enemies.
What?
So you have to worry about PR.
Get
You
your
have, to,
ratings.
you have to win the hearts of the people as well as the fear and trust of them as well. I
You have
guess.
to win the hearts of the people without like putting shrapnel through them. So, avoid hitting friendly troops, hit as many targets as possible, refrain from wasting valuable ammunition.
Oh, then what fun is that?
Well,
Bullshit.
your effort will be cut short by lack of interest and funding. There are 10 different endings. Fuck.
It's, how many of them are happy?
It's
All right.
war. There is no happy ending.
Super loops! Super loops!
With a Z.
Loops!
So it's
It's
Pipe
Snake. Yeah, it's the Snake game that you get on a Nokia phone. But now for your
It's-
Nintendo.
Has anybody ever played this? The artwork is so confusing in this. I don't know what's going on. There's like monkeys and sperm whales.
Oh
and
my god.
lions.
It's got a
with
blue
cigars.
monkey with really puffed up cheeks here and a
Yeah, he's gonna
ridiculously
rape you.
scary.
He's using the Snapchat dog filter.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the apes from the movie Congo.
Oh god.
Like the super
yeah,
beefy
the genetically
apes.
engineered apes that like
Yeah.
take everybody out or whatever. I don't know. I read the book. I never saw the movie. But
Bruce Campbell's in it. That's why I've seen it.
oh god.
He dies like 10 minutes in. I'm like, no! God damn it!
He got hit with the boomstick.
He got taken into the bush by one of the
Bush.
apes. The bush.
Boosh.
Yeah, so-
Sound like what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio in Blood Diamond.
I've never seen that movie.
You took my diamond. Apparently, it's actually a spot-on accent. It's just I hate the South African accent with a passion.
God. You know what? I really like that guy Neil Blomkamp's movies, like District 9 and
Oh,
Chappie and
yeah.
all that. But I cannot stand that horrible, like, South African gangster accent that he has
Yes.
in every single film. I'm just like, oh my god, these people are so annoying.
Yes.
I have
that
to put on
accent is-
subtitles, you know?
Yeah.
Well, we can
Anyway.
be done with this.
We can count off any South African listeners, and we're on to Power Explorers Report.
Yep, we talk about The Secret of Mana. Epic adventures are big hits. So they tell us that Secret of Mana, it become a bestseller, and it shows up on everyone's gotta have it list. Well, no shit, it's a freaking great game. And it says, given the popularity of adventure games worldwide and the success of titles such as Secret of Mana and Legend of Zelda, we think it's time to take a closer look at the adventure RPG genre. So
Yeah, but they're doing a study of playtime, like how people get hooked on the games. It's not actually really about Secret of Mana that much.
It's the science of getting people hooked on a game, and then it talks about why is it compelling, and then they talk about the success of the game, and then they talk about what Squaresoft has in the pipeline coming up.
Yeah, the answer's simple. It's just like if you've got a game that actually lasts you a month rather than a weekend, it's worth buying.
All right. Never mind all this. Let's go over the Mana Mania contest. So they have a contest at the end of this. And they ask you 10 questions. You send in your answers to Nintendo Power. And they'll draw 50 winners from among all the cards we received that had the right answers to questions. Winners will receive 10 Superpower stamps to spend on the Superpower Club merchandise of their choice. What a deal! You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mike's
Okay.
the only one that has any chance of answering this, or maybe Ivan if he's played it. So
I'll read these out. No. John, if you could record our answers. Let's see if we're right in a
not
future
gonna
episode. Mike, if you record our answers. All right, well, you can listen to it later and record them.
Hold on a second, I'm typing.
All right. Who gives you the Midge Mallet?
Someone in the desert, that's all I got.
I'll say Sprite. Who is holding Santa Claus prisoner?
Oh, it's a trick question. Because
Is it,
no, Santa
is it
Claus is
evil?
a boss.
Yeah, is it evil?
Yeah, it's a trick question.
It's a
No one's holding him
ruse.
prisoner. He's corrupted by an ice elemental or the something. He's cursed by something.
Okay, who gives you the Flammy Drum?
Yeah, I don't have time to type all this shit down. I'm not doing it.
yeah, this is retarded. No one's
Who gives you the flammy drum?
gave you a.
Who
flag.
gives a
Sounds like-
flammy drum?
That sounds like a sex move.
It really does.
Okay.
The flammy
What
drum.
magic works on the crystal orb in the Moon Palace?
Darkness.
What enemy must you defeat to get Lumina magic?
Shade. No, wait. Fuck. No, Shade isn't I haven't played this in a long time. Fuck it.
How many gold pieces do you earn by defeating Hydra?
This
Not
went
enough.
over like a lead balloon.
What did the boy earn by defeating his double?
rape.
Self-confidence.
Who sells the best card?
A cat.
What town or city do you meet the Kettlekin?
Fuck, I thought those were like little hobgoblins that you that ambush you.
Rape town.
I'm gonna say Corn Town.
I only definitely know the answer to number 10.
Who's the boy's mother?
Does anyone
The
else
tree.
know? Yes, the mana tree.
Yeah, I got one. Okay,
Anyway,
moving on. Classified information. You get a sound test for Super Empire Strikes Back. And then you can change the intro by swirling around the logo at the beginning. So that's kind of lame.
You tell the logo, do a barrel roll.
Yeah, that's great. You can also move the Star Destroyer around the screen, which is kind of nice. Anyways, so they have more special guests for NBA Jam. Who we have here?
shut up and jam.
And come on and slam.
Let's see. We have Warren Moon. You can play as P-Funk, Mark Turmel, and Eric Kubi.
Frig, when I looked at P-Funk, I thought it was Dennis Rodman.
It looks like Danny.
No, P-Funk from the Parliament.
Funkadelic, yeah.
Yeah.
P-Funk Grandmaster Funk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
that guy.
Shit.
The last guy looks like Danny Elfman. I like little girls. They make me feel so good.
When they're around, they make me feel like I'm the
Oldie guy in town.
down.
All right.
That was a creepy
Super
looking
Conflict, the Middle East, the Trump edition. We have Mission Select. Batman Returns, blah, blah, blah. Street Combat, Mega Man 10. I know it's Mega Man X. and there's a cheat mode for Game Boy on Jurassic Park.
Mega Man,
All right.
Mega Man X, the ultra-violent robot rights leader.
X gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you.
All right.
Someone did a mashup of that with Carly Rae's "Call Me Maybe."
Oh yeah, is that any good?
And it was actually really good. Not as good as the mashup between Little John and the Bake a Cake song from Lazy Town, but
You need to hear.
have you seen that? Have you heard that one?
You need to hear "Call Me Maybe" mashed up with Nine Inch Nails' "Head Like a Hole."
No. The
No,
little,
thank you.
all right, I'm gonna send you guys that. We'll listen to it in our own time. But
I
anyway,
still like the Biggie Miley Cyrus mashup.
that thing is
Whereas
amazing too. Yes,
Party in
that
the
one's one of
USA.
Yeah.
Biggie Smalls and Party in the USA is
Oh,
a
it's
great
phenomenal.
mashup.
Phenomenal. All right, let's go ahead and end this half of the episode here. We'll start it back up with the Super Metroid comic on page 60 here. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I want to thank our guest Ivan for calling in. Thanks so much. I know it's late for you.
You bet.
You got anything you want to plug?
No.
Do you want anyone to reach out and touch you?
Nah.
No, I'm good.
That's a good guess. No maintenance.
Okay. Mike, did you have anything you wanted to plug?
If anybody's hiring, you can reach me at Get the Power 88.
Sorry, Mike.
If you're willing to hire Mike for employment in the Ottawa area, he's available. There
Well,
you go.
you can pay me online. Like if I don't have to leave the house or my room, that's good too.
He
Any
can,
job-
he could edit your podcast together.
Yeah.
You could do that. So there you go. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. I'm Ben,
I'm Mike.
And I'm John.
and now you're playing with Power.
The Nintendo Entertainment System. Now